This is Robert LeBlanc with Las Vegas News Blog, and today we're going to be interviewing Dave Herman. First of all, how are you doing?
I'm doing all right. I've been, better overall, but today I'm happy.
There you go. Kind of take us from 1 a.m. First of all, what was happening with your car at 1 a.m.?
I was having vehicle trouble. The belt on the serpentine belt, I believe that powers literally everything in your car, broke, and the belt came off. So I was losing power, and as soon as your battery dies, you're stranded. You can't go anywhere. Vehicle won't run, won't start, nothing. So I shut down as much power as I could, had my hazard lights on, and was, continuing down the road. And when I saw police lights behind me, at which point I went to the very next exit I came to, pulled off, and came to the very first open gas station and pulled in.
All right.
And I talked to the police.
Okay. With that, what was the traffic light at that time of night?
Not much.
Okay. And then...
It was 1 a.m. It was 1 a.m. It was snowing in the middle of nowhere, and it was like freezing. So there was not a lot going on.
Okay, because they also in the report it mentioned that you were speeding. Do you happen to recall how fast you were driving at that time?
I had every power I could was turned off. So my dash lights I couldn't see my,
Yes.
The speedometer light was off, so I couldn't see the speedometer. In that situation, you really can't drive that fast. So
yeah, sure.
Not possible.
And so there was actually it was snowing as you were driving, and was there snow actually on the highway?
It had just started snowing. It was like it'd be like sprinkling if it was raining.
Okay, right on. And then from the time that the flashing lights, I'm sure that concerned you. So what was the dialogue between you and Madeline?
Well, it was just like, oh crap. All right, well, I guess we got to get to a safe, well-lit area. One more thing,
Right. Okay, so take me from you pull in the gas station and you get out of the car. And at that point, from the video, it looks like Madeline was pretty much videotaping right out of the gate. So take me from you walking out of the car.
I stepped out, greeted the officers. I got greeted with a loaded weapon to my face and someone screaming at me like a crazy person. I might have like, what are you doing? What's going on? Like, I'm sure I had some initial shock. And then I was like, who are you? Do you have an ID? Something. Identify yourself in some way, please. And they all just, then like another car showed up. And that was actually the guy with the taser. The first dude pulled a gun on me. The second dude pulled a taser on me. And then I think somebody else came up from the other way. But
the police officer pulled a gun because there was an officer that came up to Madeline's window on the side. Was that the guy that pulled the gun, or was it the second officer that came to her window?
Second officer that came to her window was the one who pulled the gun.
Okay. And then one of the things that has been mentioned, you're talking about 3 IDs. I've never heard that before, but how is it that you would know that they need to provide 3 forms of ID?
I'm actually having trouble fighting the statute, but it's still not reasonable for you to identify yourself.
Okay, could you repeat that? You were kind of breaking up on that, Dave.
I said I've been having trouble fighting the statute on that, but I don't think it's unreasonable for you to identify yourself when you're dealing with people. And I'm pretty sure you do. The police are...
Okay. All right, I'm kind of losing you a little bit. You still there?
Yes.
Oh, okay, cool. And then one of the questions that I've seen online, people asking, why didn't you just raise your hands and instead of facing them? Because it didn't look like you were aggressive to me in that video by any means, but those guys felt threatened. What do you think was happening there?
I'm not sure. I was not aggressive in any way. All I did was ask questions. Apparently asking questions means you get electrocuted and you're being threatening for...
Yeah, that.
Did I ask the wrong question? I don't know. I was told all questions were good questions.
Right. Okay.
I really like that feature.
So bring me back to the incident there. When they did tase you, first of all, where on your body did they tase you?
In the right breast.
And then when that happened, it was kind of hard to see in the video, but did it immediately drop you?
Pretty much. You kind of lose control of your... Well, and you can't use your... Like, it says electricity through your muscles, so they all flex, and you basically lose control of your limbs.
When you hit, because there was another statement that they said that you kicked the police officer, it sounded like that was like a physical reaction for you being on the ground from the tase. Is that what actually happened, as you recall?
I don't recall touching any of the officers at all, not even once during the whole thing in any way.
And they didn't have any video running which would have shown that too, correct?
You try to tackle a tasing guy who is not in control of himself, Actually, the guy with the taser was in control of me, so if I did anything while being tased, I think it would be probably his fault. But
and then, so now, and I also noticed that Madeline, when the police officer came over to talk to her, she was a pretty cool customer, man. I mean, she was, a lot of people I think would have been freaked out, but she had her video running and pretty cool. So heads off and hats off to her on that.
it was amazing.
Yeah, incredible. Now, when you went in the car, was there any dialogue in the car between you and the police, or was there silence between there and the station?
I actually got transported in an EMS to a hospital, which is, I guess, what they do after they electrocute you, because it was right next to the heart, and they wanted to, make sure they didn't kill me, which I guess happens a lot with tasers, or that I have, current heart problems. Although, it wasn't really that bad at the time, but then once the adrenaline wore off, it did kind of hurt a little.
And then how long did that physical feeling last? Because I have no experience with being tased. So how long does that physical feeling, did it last for minutes, hours, or do you still feel it where they did it?
Oh, there was the 5 seconds or however long it lasts, and then I didn't really notice anything again for probably 3 or 4 hours. And then I'm sure it was, my side just was sore for probably 12.
Okay. All right, so at this point, you get arrested, and I think I saw the video probably within a day of that. How long did you actually end up spending in jail?
Funny thing about that is I didn't know any of this was going on when I was in jail, and actually the people at the jail were super friendly and nice. Thank you, I appreciate it. People were apparently calling the prosecutor requesting my release, and pissed everyone off so bad that they were like, we're going to keep him to the 47th hour because we don't like his sense of humor.
Oh, my Lord. So at this point, so you got released, and so have you got legal representation at this point?
I do not yet have legal representation. According to the little paper they gave me at court, I have 2 weeks to get legal representation on felony charges. Oh. And I want to make sure I get the right person.
In this, did anybody from the fight community, from the various organizations that you have fought, have any of them reached out and to talk to you at all just yet?
Actually, yeah, I've had so many. I've actually had a lot of support, especially from the MMA community, but not even just that. I've people all over the world, Amsterdam, Australia, France, voicing their concern and support, and I just really appreciate it.
What else would you like us to know about this situation?
Basically, you can kind of see it in the video. I did not initiate violence against anyone. I was asking questions and being polite. I think I even said please. And violence was initiated against me. I was assaulted, both physically and verbally, and then those police officers endangered the life of my son. All of those things that they did to me, they then proceeded to charge me with. That's really messed up.
Right. Going back to the tase, did that leave a mark on your body?
Yeah, one of the prongs went in pretty deep, and it actually took them a while to pull it back out.
Oh boy. Okay. And so if people wanted to follow you, where can they? You got a Facebook page up?
Yeah, Dave Herman on Facebook page.
Okay. What I'll do is I'll add a link on here. Dave, I want to thank you very much for your time today.
Yeah, thank you for having me, man. I really appreciate it.